Hey guys, welcome to Poddy Break. I'm here with the hilarious stand-up comedian, host of Blissfully Clueless and Whoa Dad, Nikki Bon.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, had to give you a nice, big, warm welcome.
Yeah, you did that very well. You
thank you.
remembered everything
Thank
to
you.
a T.
I really tried.
Yeah,
I really tried.
I'm
I was
impressed.
studying. Thanks. How was the drive over?
It was easy.
Yeah?
Easy breezy.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. Hopefully that LA traffic.
Except I was like behind a Tesla that was going so slow, and I'm like, why do you have a fast car if you're gonna drive so slow? You know?
Honestly, I feel like they don't take advantage of the whole supercharger thing. If I had
So
that thing, I'd be like, vroom.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
No, dude. I mean, the thing is, I would really love a Tesla, but every time I've gotten in a Tesla, all the buttons confuse me. Like, I literally don't know. I've been in the car with Tesla owners, and they don't even know how to
they
use
don't know
their
what's
own
going
Tesla.
on. Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, but I'm glad you had a smooth drive and everything like that. I was really hoping that LA traffic didn't mess you up.
Good. It was
Okay,
good. Yeah.
So I've heard that you have an audition coming up. Wanna tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm like this. Yeah. It's a
How
commercial
laid back.
audition, but it's funny because it's like, it's a commercial audition and it's a callback. And it's
Well,
about a girl in bed being like, okay, guys, testosterone goes down, da da da. And then
Yummy.
the director's like, okay, well, the CEO is like, he's bringing this other girl because he likes her look, which means like she's super hot. And I was just like, I'm like, I can't sex this up. Like, I am who I am.
Dude,
you know?
I
It's
got
so
you.
annoying.
Okay, wait.
You'll sex me up?
Yes, dude. All you gotta do, you just gotta, okay.
Sex
Wait,
me
guys.
up.
Wait, don't laugh. Okay, for me personally, all you have to do is just really believe that they want to fuck you. If you believe that, if you fully believe that they want you, and you just kind of I don't know, I do the old 90s tricks, you know what I mean? All the hair flips and all that. Men, you'd be surprised how easy they are. You probably could sex them up, dude. You probably could. They're really easy, dude.
So I just do
do a little hair, give a giggle, dude, and bat your eyes and all that. Dude, I'm telling you, it goes a long way. Y'all, I've had so many good things happen to me for that.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but I've been doing that my whole life. Every time I walk in a room, I'm like,
You're trying to sex up guys? Yeah.
Oh, is it? Is
Is that what you're doing? No, you just said it.
I don't know. I already want to bang her, so.
Yes. See, it works, dude.
Yeah. So I was like, I thought I had to stuff my bra. I'm like, I don't know what you want.
I've been there, dude. I've been there.
Okay, so
Last
what do you
week.
think you can bring different to the table? If you're not gonna sex it up, what are you gonna do to try and get that role? Then what are you gonna do?
Well, the role is to be a girl talking to other girls whose men are going through their low testosterone phase and basically losing their boners. And and I'm the more relatable,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would choose you, personally.
So I think I just bring it where I'm more sarcastic and relatable, where I'm like, yeah, this fucking sucks, right? But here's what you gotta do. Instead of being I'm a hot
bitch.
bitch.
Talk about that because that sounds horrifying.
Yeah, I talk about it on stage, actually. Yeah.
You gotta be careful anytime something comes out.
I don't feel judgy, though. I just am it just happens. You gotta figure it out.
Yeah,
I guess. I mean, I guess I have a lot of guy friends, so it's kind of like a hush-hush situation. Also, well, in the performer realm, if you can't keep it up, and that gets out, you're gonna lose some jobs.
Bad?
Yeah, it's really bad. You should not tell anybody if somebody's having issues.
Do you think that they do? But do people take pills?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Pretty much everyone is on the pill. At least.
Oh, wow.
I don't know anybody who doesn't take a little Viagra.
Yeah.
A little Viagra.
Damn. That's good. Wow.
Yeah. Just a little Viagra.
Yeah. And a couple other things.
No, wait. No, dude. That'll make you go limp. Don't do that.
That's true.
Don't blur your face, Myra, so they don't
Yeah.
use it.
No, dude. Actually, it's a cat hair. Actually. Sorry, y'all. Didn't mean to misdirect. But I mean, I don't know. Personally, I would pick you. I wouldn't pick somebody who's overly unrealistically attractive, especially I don't know for that type of thing. You would want somebody who's real.
Yeah, because otherwise guys are gonna be well, if I was with that really, really hot bitch, I would never lose my boner.
Exactly, yeah,
But if I was
totally
with this girl
work.
next door who is okay, yeah, I might lose my boner sometime. might not be
Damn.
as exciting sometimes, you know?
Honestly?
I'm like, yeah, just up your testosterone, boys. That's all you gotta do.
I would bring that up to them personally.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I should.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you bring that up, be like, well, dude, if all these men see this hot girl and this guy can't get his
They're gonna
boner,
get
they're not
boner.
gonna want to buy your thing.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, that's, yeah.
Genius.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bring it up. See, if you
Yeah.
can't win with looks, win with like,
Real
manipulation.
Yeah. I'm very good at that.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
See, perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you
All right.
go.
We figured it out, y'all. She's gonna get the part.
Thanks.
Okay. So there's one thing that I keep hearing about that I really want to know what it is. What the fuck is the green room? I want
The
to know.
green room?
Yeah. I don't. I hear
in
all these.
stand-up?
Yeah.
It's just the room that we sit in before we go on stage.
Oh.
But like, the green room is like, it can be many things. Like, the green room could
Perhaps.
literally be your bathroom. Like, it's just a room where the comics are allowed to sit. And like, a lot of the time there isn't a green room. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning more. Yes. This is very
Yeah.
similar to my situation. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
They just
okay.
don't call it a green room. They
What
just
do they
say,
call it?
Here's where you can put your shit. Yeah, pretty much. Like, I don't know. They don't call it anything.
But do you sit and chill in there?
Yeah, I mean, if you have time, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard like, what's the word? I don't know. I've heard stories, very vague stories, and I was wondering if you had any good stories about
the
this
green room?
this elusive green room. I don't know.
I'm trying to think, like, I don't really, but sometimes the green room is annoying because, like, if they're like, oh, there's a green room, and I go in, and then it's like comics that talk too much or like, or just like not. Oh my god! Or if they're like hotboxing the green room, that
Oh.
fucks with me because like I can't get high and go on stage.
Oh yeah.
But like the green room can be really, really
nonverbal.
fun. Yeah. But the green room can be really fun. One time, I won't say who it is, but I'll tell you guys after. But
I got to yes, we get to know.
I was in a green room, like I was on the show, and there was a rapper on the show, and he filled the green room with all of his friends, and it was small. It was like
Damn.
room for like a love seat. Like
Damn.
that was it.
I bet that shit was hot
I
as
can't
hell.
believe Kanye West would just do something like that.
Honestly,
Oh man.
he was at a show recently, so yeah, it could have been him.
Perhaps.
And it was just sucks because like everybody was in there crowding it, and it's like I gotta get in a headspace because I'm about to perform,
Right,
and they're
yeah.
like drinking and smoking
Ugh.
and like being really whatever demanding,
Right.
You know, and it's the worst when someone comes into the green room and brings all their friends, and then you're like, that's respect, do it after, but like beforehand, we gotta zone out.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get it because we have to do kind of the same thing. I bet the air was really hot and like wet.
It
wasn't
was. There was no
Oh
window.
my god, that's so
You
gross.
have to zone out before.
Yeah, no, I mean, me personally, I mean, especially, well, definitely during something like this, but like, even when I'm just like, shooting like a scene, like, yeah, I gotta,
do.
yeah, well, my typical like routine is like, if I get to drive to set, which is pretty typical, I have to blast like some like really like heavy, like hardcore stuff, like, yeah, and just like really blast it, drive really fast, and then before that I have
Safe.
to, yeah, oh yeah, super safe.
Try
Sorry,
and kill
guys.
myself on the way there
yeah,
and
and
see how it goes. Yeah.
Usually it makes my performance better, just the adrenaline.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I mean, yeah, I just like to zone out, listen to the music, and then when I get there, I still need to like zone out, like between each like cut sometimes.
Do people try and talk to you?
Sometimes, yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, like give me a second, please. And that's
Yeah.
when we don't have like an extra room to like excuse ourselves in, or if we're like with a crew that we like and we're friends with, we don't want to like
Yeah.
be rude.
Yeah, so in traditional media, the green room is supposed to be like the quiet room where you're
Yeah.
like decompressing, maybe you're going over notes or something, but like with comics, they just like don't do that. They're like
No.
loud and like trying to one up each other sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Dang.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you really connect and it's great, but depends what the show is. If it's newer comics, there's no green room. Like it's like
Damn.
you don't get your time. I did have a question for you now that we're talking about that
God, I love
and like
questions.
zoning out.
Yeah.
Is there ever like, because for example, in acting,
Mm-hmm.
like I've been on set with somebody that has to play my husband and I'm like, oh my God, you annoy me so much.
Yeah.
Do you have to, like in your scenes, do you ever work with guys that you're like, I hate this guy? Or yes? And that they're so annoying and you're like, how do you even get over that? I'm like, I don't even have to kiss them. And I'm like, get out of my face.
Dude, well, I mean, it definitely, first, I would say it takes a very special type of person. Not everybody in my industry can just like put up with it as a job and just, you know, a lot of people have a no list. Yeah. That either you got a company on that list, a director, a male talent, a female talent. You can put anybody on that list.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, but I actually, I don't have a no list. I'm professional like that. But wait, what was the question again? Sorry, why?
If there's ever anyone that like you get on set and then you're like, oh my God, you annoy me so much.
Yeah, so basically, this one time, I got on set and he was only about 4 years older than me, so we could have been in high school together, you know, it's not far off.
Yeah.
And he basically just kept joking about how I was young and how I didn't know anything.
No.
Yeah, it was so aggravating because then he proceeded to ask me how to spell the word getting.
Getting?
Yeah, Getting.
What?
He asked me how to spell that because he didn't know. Because he didn't know how to spell. He said, and then he told me like, oh, I have dyslexia, and like I have dyslexia too, but that didn't stop me. I know how to spell. I don't know. I don't think that can explain that one.
No, it's a reading problem.
Yeah, definitely. And he was just like basically like making jokes about how it was dumb and this and that. And actually, little fact about me, my IQ is 137. I'm very far from dumb. I'm actually a little smart, I would say. But
Cool.
yeah, so when he was talking down to me, it was really like, usually I joke around with people and laugh and like we flirt and, you know, we do things off camera, but this guy was just like, all right, let's just film, cut, all right, we're cut, and film, you know what I mean? And like, there was other things too, like, you know, you gotta warm up, obviously. You can't just start like, you see how we film, you know, we film pretty crazy. You can't just start out like that. There are times where you have to warm up, and most of the time it's off camera, right? And dude, he would not.
Really?
He would not. I was like, do you have a girlfriend or something? Maybe you shouldn't be here. I don't know, but I felt kind of a little,
whoa.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's so hard.
I would say the word, but I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Was the final product of that, do you think that like made the final product like bad?
Honestly, that company doesn't care for a very passionate scene. They are a very niche company. They more film for like a fetishy kind of thing. So more of the acting part is what it's focused on. So I don't care about the actual scene itself. So that scene was gonna be trash anyway. I don't know. I'll have to see it. I mean, usually I can perform through it and still make it look good. So I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Whoa,
for sure.
that's so annoying.
It was, and the thing, it was so weird because we actually had a scene prior to that. It was a great time. It was amazing. We fooled around. It was great, and it was like a threesome. So it was really, really high energy. And so I was very excited to return. And like I was like, oh, I'm gonna like, you know, hang out with him. It's gonna be fun. And then I got there, and he was just like so different from the first time.
Really? That's so weird.
I'm thinking he got a girlfriend. I think Buddy got a girlfriend.
You do.
Yeah.
But then it's like, interesting. What about like someone who won't stop talking and then in between scenes, or is it more like you have to flirt with each other?
I've had people who just don't stop talking. Like, obviously, if I'm into them, I want them to talk. I'm like, talk my ear off, baby girl, or, you know, whoever, you know? Yeah. But, like, if it's a person that I'm not really into, or, like, they've said something that makes me not into them, I have to just separate myself, or I have to just get on my phone and just pretend like I don't hear them. Yeah, that's what I do. I don't care if it's real, because I'm going to say something if not. I'd rather be quiet on my phone and pretend like I don't hear you than...
Yeah.
Nikki, what do you do if like you're doing a sketch and you don't like vibe with the people there? Like what's like your process to like power through it?
Yeah.
I'm just mean to them, honestly, like in a sarcastic way.
So
I shut it down.
Dang.
I'll like make fun of them, or if they say something stupid, I'll be like, oh yeah, oh okay. You know, like, and then I just get through it, but I just don't talk to them in between. Like what or
same.
lunch, like I won't sit with them, that kind of thing. Yeah.
That makes sense.
How often does that happen? I feel like you're so nice. Like I have a hard time picturing not getting along.
I'm not that nice. I mean, I am nice. I am nice. Like, I'm very Canadian in the way where like we're really nice and joyful people, but we also are like very sarcastic and like have opinions. And
right. I'm sorry, I forgot that you were Canadian.
Yeah,
I remember
Canadian.
I was prepped on that. Canadian, you say?
Yeah.
Just north of the border, y'all.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Because I do think that people will take advantage of the niceness, and then all of a sudden I turn, and I do have comics be like, that are my friends, where I'll just say something, they'll be like, oh my God. And they're like, you're such a bitch. I'm like, yeah. So but I can't fake it. I can't be fake nice. And so I'll just kind of like more so tease in a mean way to be like, stop it.
Did you have to learn that, or were you always like you can? Like,
I was always like
okay.
that.
Yeah, because I always feel bad when like nice people can't speak up for themselves.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
it depends on. I can't speak up for myself if it's like people that are powerful or like scare me, or you know what I mean, just rude people. Big wheeze, but like in university, for example, there was a guy, like if you're really in my face and you're trying to be my friend, like there was a guy there and he wanted to like sublease a room that all these girls, me and my housemates were in.
Yeah.
And I hated it. Like I can meet someone and be like, ooh, don't like you. And I just was like, no. And he kept like trying to be my friend. And I would just like, I would get drunk and be like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, yeah.
I mean, they should take a hint, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes I think that people are like, but wait, you're nice to everybody else, but you're not that nice to me. And it's like, because you didn't earn it, or you're just not
There's
a good
something
person.
about you.
There's something about you that annoys me.
No, I do the same thing, though. Like, there's just certain people that I when I'm in their presence, it sparks like kind of a fiery feeling in my chest. I'm like, I need to be away from you because I'm gonna say mean things and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
But I do that same thing with that sarcasm. I had to learn that, but it's like mine's a little more like passive aggressive because my stepdad, he does this thing like he'll smile at you while he's being mean to you. He'll be like, "So why did you do that?" And I do that all the time now. It's devious.
Yeah, it's so devious.
It's kind of heartbreaking. It's kind of devastating when he does it to me. I'm like, damn, why did I fucking do that? Oh my god.
I just will be like,
it works.
No, absolutely not. Like,
yeah.
Like I once had a comic, because I work at the Improv, and I had this comic come up to me, and a lot of the guys will, or not the guys, but comics, sometimes they'll like stick around the club and they'll be like, did everyone show up? Do you need anybody? Do you need anybody? But the process is like, we're only going to use people that are past there, you know?
Yeah.
Which means they've graduated. So he was like, hey, is everybody here? And I hadn't like seen this guy in a few years because of the pandemic or whatever.
Right.
And he was like,
Fucking
so, okay, well, if no one shows up, I'm here. And I was like, I'm going to tell you one thing. You are wasting your time.
Yeah.
Because even if other people used to put you up, I'm not putting you up. So you just don't even try it when I'm here. Like, I just like, because he was so annoying, so I'm just like blunt and mean.
Bro was
I feel
hungry.
like that's what you gotta be like. Don't give people false hope.
Yeah.
You know,
Honestly.
nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the nice way of doing it.
Well,
Yeah.
it's almost like you have more respect for them because you're not doing that leading on shit and
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
There's so many places you can go up in LA. Like, why
Yeah.
waste your time standing somewhere where you're not gonna get any stage?
And also, but I'm also like, know your role. Like, you don't know me that well. You don't, like, we don't know each other that well. You don't put time in with me. Like, I don't know you anything. Maybe get to know me before you, like, start to ask me to throw you up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that makes sense, though.
yeah.
But on that note, I do have a really big
Yeah.
question. Have you ever bombed?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
And
my
how does that
God.
go? Like, how do you recover?
Sometimes you don't.
Damn. Wait a minute. This is not the news I wanted to hear.
It's not.
Wait.
Like,
I was thinking about it.
I mean, I've bombed so many times. And the worst is when, like, you're in a good place in your career and you've been crushing, and then you go up and then you just bomb and you're like, what the fuck? It's
Dang, yeah.
my body, it sucks to bomb because, like, at the beginning, it doesn't go well. And you're like, okay, maybe I'll try, like, let me pivot. It's all about pivoting. So it'd be
Right,
like,
yeah.
let me pivot into this one joke that I know really works. Okay, they don't like that. Maybe I'll go into family stuff. Okay, they don't. Okay, maybe you guys like really dirty. Let's go. So you're just constantly trying to navigate.
And, like, fill out the
Or it'll be like,
audience.
do you like crowd work? What's going on? And then sometimes it's like, okay, you just don't like me.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing to do while bombing is to stay true to yourself and, like, to your authentic self, because sometimes I'll bomb and then I will, like, just tense up and now I'm just performing in autopilot and let me get through this, and it sucks.
Yeah.
When really it's like, it's just so important to stay yourself.
Yeah.
But
And you think staying present has to do a lot with that?
yeah, because it's the same thing if you were at an interview and they're not smiling, or you're at a party and you go up, you're at a friend's party and you don't really know anybody, and you go up and people aren't really friendly to you, you naturally go like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you get uncomfortable, and then you either overcompensate or you retreat, and it's really hard to not do that on stage. It's the same sort of thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize how similar, like well, any type of performances, because I mean, even I'm guilty of like going on autopilot when something goes wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I really didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, when there's something wrong, I mean, at least for me, you know, it's just like, well, I got to get this scene done. Everything's already done. Everybody's spent like 5 hours being here, you know,
Yeah.
got to get it done. So you just kind of turn off your mind
Yeah,
sometimes.
and I think that like some comics use the tactic of like addressing it.
Yeah.
But it's funny because my husband, who watches a lot of comedy, says he hates when comics do that. He's
Really?
like, I hate when they're like, oh, you didn't like that. Oh, what's wrong with you guys? And I think don't ever blame it on the audience.
Yeah.
Ever. You can be like, you gotta watch the comics before. If the comics before are being like, you guys suck, and then you go on and you're like, you guys suck, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
If you're the first one to do that, and you're like, oh, you guys are like, this is like a fucking library, or whatever you say, you can navigate that way, or you can externally say what's going on internally and be like, guys, the other day I was like, I'm so negative right now. I don't know what's going on. I've been drinking for 4 days. This is gonna come down. And then I start spiraling, and sometimes that can get them back.
Oh, okay,
so
yeah.
It is being present, but it
Yeah, and
also
being
sometimes
real.
it's like call it out, don't call it out.
It's all about decisions.
Yeah, because
Dang.
if every comic's been like nagging the audience, then if you do it, it's not gonna work either.
Yeah, it's not even fresh anymore.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how do you not just throw it down and just start cussing them out? Because that's what I would do. I'd be like, fuck you guys,
Well,
man. Like,
honestly, when people do that, the audience turns.
oh, well, yeah,
It's
no, it would be
crazy.
terrible.
It's
yeah,
awful,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
But
I
one
would
time
want to.
I did yell at a guy, and it
How did
was
that
like
go?
the biggest like lesson. It was awful. He
Damn.
was in the audience and he was like talking a lot. And then finally I was like, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna take your napkin, shove it in your mouth, and fucking choke you to death.
Dude, how did nobody laugh, bro?
They did not.
What?
They did not laugh.
I've got like mob mentality. I would be like,
No.
hell yeah! Like the one fucking motherfucker in the audience, like.
I think because I was still like, I was only, I think, 3 or 4 years in. So the way that I did it was like out of true anger, where
Yeah.
I realized like you can do it out of anger, but then I got to smile at the end and be like, hee hee.
Yeah.
Like my tactic has to be more manipulative, where
I
it's
got
like,
you.
you don't fucking da-da-da. Okay. Like, you know, it's about being likable after you ream them out.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's all about
manipulation.
balance.
Yeah.
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 Damn, you really got to read that.
Bombing is obviously like terrible, and getting through it is a skill, obviously.
Yes.
Do you think that, how does that translate to like real life? Do you think that those skills kind of
That's
translate
a
to
good
real
question. I don't think they do. Maybe, I'm sure they do, but I guess what I'm thinking in my head is like, it actually makes me more like if I meet a group of friends and if I meet somebody's friends, let's say I'm at a wedding and I meet people and they're not very friendly, my skin is so tough that I would normally be like, oh God. And now I'm like, oh, I don't give a fuck about you. So that does translate to real life in the
Yeah.
sense of like, you mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
So, like, speaking on that, like, when you're, like you said, going to a wedding or meeting, like, someone's new group of friends, I know, like, a lot of comics feel like they're stuck always being on and having to, like, entertain, like, random people. Do you feel like that's something that you go through? Or are you good at, like, no, I can turn my persona off and just be a normal person in front of people?
I think I'm not a normal person. Like I'm a big party bully. I'm a big party starter.
Okay.
So I will turn it off. No, I turn it on. Because I want everybody to have a fun time. So like, I definitely don't turn it off. Maybe if I've been drained, if I've like been working a lot and I just want to zone out, I will become quieter
Yeah.
and just like avoid the big crowd.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Yeah, but normally I will go in and be like, okay, I know my job is to make this party. You have to be wasted. We're playing this game. I
Hell
am here
yeah.
and it's gonna be okay.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm like a dog. I'm like, so my persona off stage, I've always been like that. So then on stage, that's more so what I try to bring, especially if I'm hosting.
Yeah, basically just bring yourself,
Yeah.
pretty much. I mean, I do the same thing. This is not, I mean, like, I'm pretty much always on too, but like, yeah, there are some times where if I've been talking like way too much, it's gotta go off.
Or if the conversation's boring, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't need to try.
Yeah, what can I do? You're giving me nothing, man. I need some
You're
material.
giving me nothing. I don't care. Yeah.
No, I definitely have been known to take breaks, but usually like I notice that I'm on when I'm not even like anywhere. I'm just like sometimes I'll be on the phone with my mom and we'll just be cracking jokes and I'm
That's
like,
cute.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice.
No, that's one thing I really want to do. I want to bring my mom on here, dude.
Yeah, you
She's so
should.
funny. She's
You
so funny,
should.
dude. Sorry, that was so random. Oh, but while we're being random though, I did want to know. So what's like a daily routine for like a stand-up comedian?
I mean, everybody's different.
Right?
Some comedians' daily routine is waking up at 4 o'clock and
slay.
then going to a mic or going to a show or just going to the club to hang out.
Uh-huh.
Mine is different because like I do 12,000 other things to try and hustle. So it's like
Okay, hustler, yes.
it's like because being a comedian, it's like you have to edit clips, you have to have an online presence, and so that actually like for me has shifted and taken up so much of my goddamn time. Editing, I have a podcast, I have to edit that because Chris won't do it for me.
Chris, what the hell?
Sorry.
Damn.
Actually, you know what? Now that we're here, I have a question for you, and this isn't directed at anyone sitting on the couch right now.
Oh.
This is a general question.
Interesting.
But,
Yeah,
why
for
is it
sure.
that sometimes comedians have such a hard time promoting their work, especially when like people that care about them and want them to succeed have like made them stuff so they can use, so they can promote themselves better? Like, what do you think that is?
I'm like, this kind of isn't at me, and it's more towards your other client, I feel like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's not directed at anyone on the couch. I'm just saying. There is a lot of comedians that I work with that don't like promoting themselves.
I'm sensing some
It
sarcasm.
feels shameless. It's hard because the rejection, honestly, when we promote ourselves and we don't get anything back, you feel like a goddamn loser. Sometimes when people send us stuff to use and the template doesn't work with our computer, then we can't use it, Chris, okay? When we don't have Photoshop, like the people that send it to us, but the self-promotion is so hard because like you do it and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and that's honestly it's a confidence thing. And I also think that like you get on you'll get on the train and be like, I'll post every day, I'll do all these things. And then all of a sudden you have a showcase, like a big showcase comes up and you can't worry about social media because you got to worry about your writing. So now you're worried about your performance and then social media goes to the side and then you come back and then YouTube's like, fuck you, you've been on for so long. And you're like, I give up. Like there's so many things that you have to do. You need money to hire people to do it for you all the time.
I was gonna say, that's actually so crazy how similar it is to me because like we do the same thing. We get a bunch of shoots and we are like going from Vegas to Arizona to Miami to LA. And before we know it, we've been away from our houses for like 2 weeks and then our Twitter engagement's down. And
Exactly.
and it's the same thing,
And then you feel like you don't have much time. And then,
and I've lost a lot of my confidence because my Twitter engagement just went down and I'm like, oh my God, and I'm like releasing all this really good content, but it's like basically for nothing because it's not even,
so self-promotion, it's hard because you feel rejection when it doesn't work and it's so scary.
That makes a lot of sense too, like talking about rejection feeling especially when your on-stage persona is so close to you yourself.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's like inviting people to your party and you're like, cool, no.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it feels like.
Exactly.
I mean, I still get like decent views, but it's not what it used to be. And like, I want it to be
And you take
where
it
it's
personally
at.
when really it's like the algorithm, but you can't not take it personally.
Yeah.
Do you feel bad now?
Yes. Feel bad for us, Chris. Take a page out of my book. I hired management. I love it. I don't have to do anything if I don't want to. So I mean, I still am active, but
It's also that's expensive.
It is expensive.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, they manage my OnlyFans, so my OnlyFans pays for it. But
Oh, that's sweet.
yeah, it is nice. I do like it.
See, OnlyFans has comedy now. Did you know that?
I didn't. Oh, yeah, they're doing the OnlyFans TV now.
Yeah,
my agency works directly with OnlyFans, so they've been like, make a video. Can we use your podcast? Da-da-da. I'm like, wait.
That's great.
Yeah.
I really want to do that. I want to do the stand-up.
Yeah, you should.
LMAOF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to. Someone has to recommend you.
I'll
It's a
see
whole
what I
didn't
can
know
do because
that.
we talk. They have a division dedicated to talking to us, and they've been trying to get Bobby and Santino to do something.
Okay.
They got Whitney to do like a roast for I think Bert Kreischer.
Okay.
I'll see what I can do because
Thanks.
We'll have to do that.
I'll have to talk to you off camera.
Yeah, we'll talk off camera. See, networking. See, shameless behind the scenes. On the scenes, can't do it.
It's a little shameless.
It's hard, and it's really hard because like there's a lot of people. I don't know if your industry is like this, but like there's people that will help you, and there's a lot of people that won't help you that could help you.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Sucks.
Yeah, you just have to find the people who are willing to, and yeah, there's a lot of people who are just closed off. But I don't blame them because like I kind of feel the same way. Like who wants to, like mentor somebody, and like there's always somebody new in this industry, always. So it's like if you try to save everybody,
you can't.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
I know you've probably experienced this with stand-up. I'm wondering if it's the same with your industry, with like women kind of like feeling like gatekeepers sometimes, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Does that ever happen to you?
Well, yeah, there's extreme competition in my industry, I would say. Depending on the girl, like for me personally, I don't see competition because I am booked. There's nothing for me to compete for.
Yeah.
But
you're like, I'm good at what I do.
Yeah,
so
I'm good.
I'm not afraid of you.
Actually, I'm just the only girl right now who's like reliable and looks this young currently. The moment somebody else gets in, I'm screwed. So I'm enjoying it while it lasts. But wait, what'd you say again? Sorry. I always go off track.
Dealing with like gatekeeping.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, there's lots of competition, and yeah, like girls will tell other directors like, oh, she's crazy, she's this, she's that. Yeah, girls definitely plot on each other. Like, I mean, dude, I've been on the phone with like my guy friends, and sometimes it happens over like male talents, even not even scenes. Yeah, just because a lot of the girls, they can be like kind of like, I guess
my guy.
Yeah, and
really?
To me that makes no sense because like, oh no, did you see where we were? Because we're in this industry, man. And ain't nobody's your man. Like nobody.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've been on the phone with guys before, and like I've had girls scream about me being with them, hanging out with them, and like
really?
they're just my friends too.
Whoa,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Wait, so female comics are doing that to each other too?
Not like that.
Yeah, no, it's probably way worse with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just like
I was just about to say like that's wild because I
no,
know like I know
that'd
like
be crazy.
I mean male comics will like sabotage each other like constantly.
You think so?
Oh, I know. So.
Really?
And that's another like I'll tell you some like wild stuff that's happening.
Well, at least
right
girls
now,
don't sabotage.
But, that has to be off camera, but it's pretty bad right now.
Dang.
Really?
Yeah, amongst LA comics, I can't. I'll tell you.
Actually, speaking of sabotage, I don't know if we'll see if this is allowed to be talked about. Some guy just got like, a male talent like tried to like literally like attempted. Can you say that? Attempted. Muck duck.
Oh, okay.
That's from The Office. I'm sorry. Anyway, some guy tried to literally like take some other guy out because he was jealous. Literally. Literally, one male talent and an OnlyFans creator.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I won't name names, but yeah.
That's wild.
It was insane, and like he was all locked up and stuff. I was like, dang, T. So yeah, jealousy runs deep. Yeah, even with the guys.
Jealousy does run deep.
Yeah.
I think it depends on like your females, and like I have a lot of great female comic friends.
Yeah.
I think it depends on age, insecurities, alpha. If you're an alpha, you're a beta. Or if you're a fake alpha, like alphas are just like you meet each other and you're like, hey, we're cool. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
We're like more like dogs.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that are cats that are like, let me sniff your ass first. I don't really know. You know? And then they're like, I'm the big shot. And then if you come in, they're like, get out of here. Like it's weird.
I definitely fall into the first category. And yeah, that's kind of how it is too. Yeah. There's a lot of like people who are like trying to
and you can feel it when you meet someone, you're like oh, we're okay, we're totally fine.
Yeah.
But I'm old and I'm like some of the people are so young and then they start like they'll be catty to me and I'm like I am not 24 like I'm not in high school like it feels like high school again and you're like get the fuck out of my face.
Oh, I see that a lot with entertainers. It's always like high school for some reason. I feel like it's because we see each other constantly.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know. Something
real
about
clicky.
us. Yeah, we are pretty clicky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also, I think, a defense safety mechanism, too.
It is.
It's like if I find people that I'm like, oh, I'm safe with you, then I'm safe with you.
Yeah,
and
especially if they're in your industry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because a lot of people in our industries can be look crazy. I mean, at least in my industry.
I bet. Is there a lot of crazy?
There's a lot. Like, I mean, I hear about some girl like losing her shit like every day.
Do you hang out with people in your industry off camera, or is it you have your different friends?
Oh, I hang out like pretty much. My industry are like the only friends that I have. I have like a few friends outside of my industry, but most of my friends.
Also, you just moved here.
That is true.
Did?
Oh yeah, like a year ago actually.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, all my friends are pretty much in the industry. I have a few friends though who are like outside of the industry, but I'm way closer with my friends in the industry because we can just relate on a lot more things. And the only people outside my industry that I can connect with are people who are like sexually expressive and open and stuff like that, or at least don't get weirded out by it.
Don't judge you.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, even if they're not open like that, whether they're in the industry or not, if they're not open, like they always subconsciously, they can't help it. I weird them out, and it's fine. It's just what I notice, and it's fine. It's fine. I just talk about sex like way too much. It's like burning in my brain. I don't know.
Well, you know.
Well, the thing is also like, I guess I film too much or something like that, because like most girls, like they only film like 5 times a month or something like that. But like there's like a handful of girls like me who film like almost every day or every other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but there's not a lot because it's like, you know, kind of takes a toll and stuff like that. And not everyone wants to be on set and told what to do, but I love being on set and I love filming and stuff like that. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. I keep losing track. I keep like going off fucking like.
It's all right.
But
it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every day.
Maybe to throw it back to Nikki, do you have like any like rituals you do like before you go, like
I want to know that.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say like, so during the day routine, it honestly varies. Like for example, today I'm doing this. I've showed tonight I'm doing this. Then I have an audition, so I don't really have a routine that I'm gonna do. But if there's something that I'm working on, like yesterday I was working on a new joke, and so then I went to a mic right before I went to like the showcase mic to prep. But I'm very spiritual now, and I have to. I was never religious. It's like my only thing that I got. I'm so enlightened. So I meditate every morning when I wake up, and then, but I didn't today, so I'll go home after this and do that first. But before I go on stage, or like if I have a big show, I will definitely meditate before I head out to the show, and then before I go on stage, I like say something to myself that's like, please, like help me channel my authentic self to like make these people laugh and bring laughter to the other people, because
that's nice.
I think it's like I need to remind myself that it's for the audience. It's not for me, because the industry ends up making you feel like it is about you. It's like, do I have a showcase? Does this booker like me? Will I get on LMFAO or whatever fuck it's called? Will I get on OnlyFans? Comedy, I really want this. I want this for me, this for me. And then at the end of the day, it's like, no. When I do a show and I have people come up to me being like, oh my God, I needed that. Or like, you said this about your husband. I went through that. I'm like, oh yeah, it's about you guys.
Yeah.
So my ritual before I get on stage every time is like to try and channel and connect. And then I say like the same, my asking to like
that's really nice. Yeah, I think clearing your head before like any type of performance is like so key. Yeah, because I mean that's what I need to do. If I don't get like 5 seconds to just like say a few things in my head, like just go over like, or at least like the first few things that I'm about to say, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Or like, yeah, it's true. But like
literally.
the other day I was so late to a show that they had to throw up someone who's not a comic till I got there, and I ran in. I was like fuck, and I went directly on stage, but I still said my quick thing really fast, and I went on stage, and it was like the best that I've ever had.
Dang.
And I was like, fuck, that was weird too, though. Because if you get thrown on, you're not thinking about it, that does help as well.
That's what I find helps a lot. I like to be put on the spot. Like, I'll tell people, like, just put me on the spot. I work best under pressure. Because I really do. I don't know. It's something weird about that. But I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just the lights or something.
You're like, and we're going.
Yeah.
So on that topic, like maybe to like wrap up the show, do you think that you can tell us like, do you have like a favorite performance? Like something that's in your head, like, wow, I'm really proud of like this. Or something that's just memorable to you, like, oh, like I'm a stand-up comedian now because of this set. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I like don't love myself enough to answer that question.
Well, what about the one where you got thrown on? You said you were pretty proud.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
That was good. I would say the most memorable one right now was I was working I had a show at the Improv, and I was sitting on the stairs, and the GM came up to me and was like, hey, can you go on the main room and stretch? Now, in the main room, it's always headliners, and the newer comics are either hosting or we get the cold open. And by newer, I just mean like we're not headliners. We haven't been doing it 20 years.
Right.
And he was like, we have a special guest popping in, and I don't know if they're coming or not, and I need somebody to go up and stretch. I was like, okay, fine. He's like, come on, you gotta go. So I'm like in the big sweatshirt, and I'm like taking off my sweatshirt, and I was like, who's the guest? And then he was like, don't tell anybody, but it's Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle.
Oh my God, dude. That's crazy.
It's crazy. And like everybody's like, whoa. And I'm like, not whoa. Because like for Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle to watch my set, this is not the way I want it to happen.
Yeah.
Because like, first of all, everybody in the audience was told the show was done. The host said, this is your last comic. And then she had to go up and be like, actually, we have one more.
Oh, man.
And then on top
Oh
of
my
it,
God.
I'm not as seasoned as these guys. Like, I can do as much time as you want. Like, they were like, we don't know how much time you're doing. So, which, if someone's like, you're doing 10 minutes, then you're like, this is my set.
Right.
So if you're not doing that, you have to figure out what your set's gonna be, or go with jokes that could lead into other jokes. It's a whole thing.
Like improv and stuff?
Well, yeah. So I ended up doing crowd work off the top because I didn't know how much.
Dang.
I also didn't know the crowd, and I was like, I don't know how much time I have. I don't know if they're here. And then they said, when we light you, that means just get off. And so I'm like doing crowd work just because I was like, I don't know what's going on. Also, you guys are so tired. You've paid your bills. You thought you're leaving. You're not leaving. and now I'm here. And in my head, I'm like, how did everybody else do? And it was going like well. Then I started doing jokes and I get lit. And all I could think in my head was, are they here and are they watching? Because I just did so much crowd work for like 10 minutes and I can't have Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock watch me do only crowd work. They'd be like, who the fuck is this bitch? You know what I mean? So then I'm like, fuck, I have to close with a joke and it has to be a strong joke. So then I like weave into the joke and I'm just like, I couldn't believe what was happening. And then the host came on, hugged me, and went, they didn't show. And I was like, oh my God. And then she's like, all right, have a good night. So then the crowd's like, the crowd didn't know the good thing is people were telling me, they're like, you couldn't tell the difference between the other comics and me, which is a big win for me.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I was
yay.
like, that felt like a real comedian, because I was like being thrown in under pressure.
Yeah.
And then having to just try and keep up.
Yeah, and you performed and you did
and
awesome.
I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that little triumphant story.
Yeah.
Well, is that how we're closing it
that
out?
how
I
we're closing
think good news is a good way to end the show.
Yeah.
Do you want to
On
tell
a
us
high
where
note?
we can like find you? Your social
Yes.
medias?
Oh, you mean self-promotion,
Yeah.
Chris? You want me to self-promote?
Shameless
I know you guys,
self-promotion.
I'm on Instagram at Nikki Bon, NIKKIBON. I'm YouTube, Nikki Bon, TikTok, Nikki Bon. It's all Nikki Bon. And then my podcast is Whoa Dad, where I teach my dad how to be a father. And then I talk to comics about their fucked up relationships with their parents. But if you listen to the podcast, start at the beginning where you get to interact, hear my dad, because that's the best part. And then Blissfully Clueless is on YouTube. Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, Myra, can you plug yourself?
Sure. Okay. Instagram is at Myra Moans. Twitter is at Myra Moans. And OnlyFans at Myra Moans. That's me.
Thank
Hey,
you.
yay,
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming. Yes.